So, what are some of the important things you should consider when you are applying for business or conference visa to the United States? In this video, I'm going to share with you all the tips you need to get your visa approved if I come to the US for a conference or business meeting. I will also share some of the questions the visa officer will ask you and give you practical ways to answer them. So make sure you stick to the end of the video. Please, if you are new here, consider subscribing, like, share, and let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Let's get right into the video. So many people ask this question: I want to travel to the United States for a conference or for a business meeting. What do I need and how should I go about my preparation to get my visa approved? The first thing you need to understand is that conferences and businesses visas are temporary visas. I give you a short stay in the United States. So you are not allowed to work with this visa and you are not allowed to stay here permanently on this visa. Because of this, the visa officer wants you to meet requirements that demonstrate that you will not use this visa to either work in the United States, you will not use this visa to migrate to come and stay in the United States permanently, and after your conference or your business meeting, you will return to your home country. So you prepare for the interview having some of these things. Now let's begin to talk about documents, right? Since it is a conference or a business meeting, you must have a host. There must be a host in the US who is leading or who is organizing this conference or this meeting. If you're a businessman who is coming here for your own business transaction, you must have clear evidence to show that you are coming to participate in a business transaction, or you are coming to do your own business, buy goods or take orders from your suppliers and take it back to your home country. But if you are coming for conference, it means that you need a letter that demonstrates the purpose of the conference, the start date of the conference, the end date of the conference, the organizers of the conference, the location, the venue of the conference, possibly where you'll be sleeping, your accommodation, issues of the conference, and broadly why you are invited to the conference. Some people will state all this in the letters, some people wouldn't have. It is enough to have the conference brochure or the conference publication, but sometimes it is more better if you have your registration certificate or your registration form and feedback you receive from the conference organizers. Most of the people that we coach through conferences, we make sure that they get feedback from the conference organizers confirming their registration and confirming their participation in the conference, and that is the letter they take to the embassy. So you have your letter, you have filled your DS-160 form, that is the visa form, you have booked for your visa interview, and you are preparing to go for your interview. Now, if you are thinking about how to fill the DS-160 form, if you are in the initial process, we have a video on how to fill the DS-160 form. Please do well to check it out. Let me go over briefly. So the first process is to create an account with the embassy where you fill your particulars, your passport details and all that, and it is through this account that you book for your visa date and interview, right? Then you fill your DS-160 form. You need the code on the DS-160 form, the visa form, to book the interview. You also have to pay for your visa fee. The new visa portal in West Africa, for example, allows people to pay using a visa card. That card must be in USD, or you can go to the bank to pay. So I am assuming you have done all this and you are thinking of preparing for your interview. So how do you prepare for this interview? You must understand three key things. The first thing is that the visa officer would expect that you should prove why you must attend this conference or this business meeting. And the second thing is you should prove that there is money for you to attend this conference or this meeting. And the most important thing, you must prove that you will return. So how do you go about this? So when you go for the visa interview, you must be able to demonstrate why you are participating in this conference. There are some people who get invitation to attend a conference. For example, you are a pastor in Ghana, your church is organizing a program here and they invite you. Or you are a nurse, you are a teacher, there's an education program in the United States and you register and you are coming. The question is, why do you want to attend this conference? The visa officer wants to know the purpose for which you want to attend this conference. For some people, they are attending the conference because it is part of the organization requirement, or the organization is sending them. Their church is sending them. The Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Finance, or whoever is sending them. So here, they are being sent by their organization to the conference. There are some people who want to develop themselves intellectually, who want to create connection, who want to upgrade themselves. So they are trying to participate in individual conferences. Professors, researchers, accountants, or students would want to participate in specific international conferences in order to upgrade themselves. So this is where you explain to the visa officer who you are and why you need to attend this conference. I'm going to this conference because I'm a teaching assistant at the University of Cape Coast, and I've been working on a research on climate change. This year, the National Climate Change Association is having their annual conference in the United States. I want to participate in this conference and present my paper on climate change effects in West Africa. This is a good purpose. Or I'm going to this conference because I work with KPMG, and this year we are having our auditors conference in Washington, DC. And I've been nominated as part of the team from KPMG to represent my organization. As part of my participation, I'll present and I'll also participate in workshops to which I'll return to Ghana to train my colleagues on this important issue. Or I work with the Ministry of Gender and Social Protection, and I'm participating in an inclusive and diversity conference that is happening in the US. I am hoping that this conference will expose me and give me understanding in diversity, inclusivity, and gender issues. That will be very important for the kind of work we do in the ministry. When I return, I'm hoping to organize training for many youth and many districts in Ghana. This is a clear purpose. This is a clear reason. Everyone must have a reason. You cannot just stand up to say, I'm going for a conference. Why? What is the benefit? Why do you want to go for the conference? How will this conference benefit you or your organization? What value will this conference give to you? This is very important. The next important thing is money. How are you going to pay for this conference? So the visa officer will be interested in knowing how you are going to pay. Is the conference organizers paying? Is your company that is sending you paying, or you are the one paying? You have to make it clear. This conference is sponsored by the organizing company. My role is to pay my flight ticket and to pay for my accommodation when I get there. Or everything about this conference is already paid by KPMG. My role is to participate in this and give feedback and report to my organization. So proving that you have the money is very, very important in this issue. The third thing is proving your ties. If KPMG is sending you, it is enough ties. It means that you already have ties. Your company is sending you, and the assumption is that you return after you are done. You have family in your home country, you are married. It means the visa officer will likely believe that you return. If you're going to the conference yourself, you are not being sponsored by any organization, but you are going to the conference yourself, like this researcher from the University of Cape Coast. You can explain that I work with the UCC Department of Geography or whatever, and after I return and publish my paper, I have a daughter, I have a wife who is gainfully employed. There are some people who have their own businesses and they are going for their own shopping. They are going for their own conference, their own business meeting. In your case, your business can serve as a tie. You explain that you have a very good business in your home country that you cannot abandon, that you cannot leave. So this conference, this travel is purposely for business visits. You are going to buy things from your suppliers. It is always good for you to go and buy it because you get it at a cheaper rate. There are some people who also want to take the advantage to go on a vacation. So whilst they are going on a vacation, they use that to do their business and buy goods from the US or wherever they are going. This is very important. Now, these are the bonus tips. Some of the questions that the visa officer may ask you is, why are you going to the US? How do you answer it? You explain to the visa officer who you are and explain why you are participating in the conference. The visa officer can go ahead to ask you, how long have you been working with your company? Are you married? How much are you being paid? What will you do during this conference? What is this conference about? How did you get to know about this conference? Who is paying for this conference? And how important is this conference? Have you ever traveled outside your country before? Have you ever participated in other conferences before? Why is this conference so important? These are some of the questions that the visa officer can ask you. If you are going for a conference or a business trip, I believe this video will be helpful.